Hikers are daring people who leave the comfort of their homes exploring new things. For some, it's about the pleasure in the woods, and for others, it's about exposing an age-long secret. This hiker makes a startling find while investigating an abandoned trail. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at this hiker made a chilling discovery while exploring an abandoned trail. Yeah, you heard it right. Man in the woods. A guy took his 8-year-old kid into the woods, which he often visits, as his curious child wanted to see things for himself. They tried some sights in the region, but because there was nothing exceptional, he moved deeper into the forest. As they walked, his son brought his father's attention to another man with whom his father looked but saw nothing. Therefore, he asked his son to disregard it. Minutes later, the boy started acting funny, he became terrified, and inquired what was happening. The toddler pointed to a tree, claiming that the strange man was hanging there. It was then the father understood that it was time to leave, or things would grow worse. Torture chamber. There's a lot to see when trekking in an abandoned environment. This hiker was in a remote town in Kentucky when he saw a cabin. Since it was a huge stretch of land, he wanted to work his way around. So he knocked on the door, hoping someone from the decaying cottage would give him directions. When he got no reaction, he retreated to his car to think about the next move. While seated in the driver's seat, he saw something peculiar. He observed a bed with leather shackles at each corner and a dog leash tied over the board's top. The location of the cabin led him to believe that it was used to torture innocent persons or those accused of a crime. He was aware that he would be in danger if he remained there for too long. Body parts. Due to the forest's convenience, many are content with discarding human remains there. After all, a few individuals enter the jungle in search of random human bones. When these components are discarded, wild creatures such as bears and cougars seize them as an easy meal and devour them instantly. This hiker was startled to discover a hip bone hanging from a tree. As if that was not shocking enough, he observed a second head neatly arranged on a second tree. The folks who stored it there may have wished to protect it from wild animals, but if that's the case, there are better ways to conserve these parts. What may the victim have done to signal the need for head separation? Alien lights. A man and his pals were camping in the South African mountains, kilometers from the nearest road, when something extraordinary occurred. They placed their fire in an inconspicuous location so no one will see it. They quickly made themselves at home and began to enjoy themselves, but at about 2 a.m., the atmosphere shifted. They observed strobe lights from behind the mountain range from a distance. If there had been a city nearby, they wouldn't have been concerned, but there was no town in that region, and the mountain is remote. Considering that the only light expected from the location is that of the fire, one can appreciate why it was so simple to assume that extraterrestrials may have come. The friends were concerned but kept their composure till it passed. A bracelet. What would you do if you discovered a bracelet while hiking in a distant area? I would either keep it or give it to an archaeologist for a torsional analysis. During a camping trip, this hiker discovered an antique wooden bracelet with various pictures of the Virgin Mary. At the time, he didn't give it much thought and took it home like most of us would. While walking home, he discovered that a body had been buried on the trail, indicating that the bracelet belonged to the victim. He felt compassion for the sufferer, but he stated that he would burn the wooden bracelet since it evokes horrible memories. A plane crash has been discovered. Imagine strolling through the woods one night and coming upon this horrific location that has eluded scientists for years. Regardless of how long it took to locate the cemetery, the family of the deceased were relieved to finally be able to bury their dear ones. Sadly, only a handful of their remains survived. Just skeletons were visible among the plane's wreckage. Although such discoveries are heartbreaking, they carry a message of hope. A mysterious figure in the fog. There is nothing more terrifying than being stared at by an unknown figure in the dark. These three friends intended to create a memorable experience, but things did not go according to plan. As they settle in, they spot a strange figure moving through the trees. They assumed it was another man. The most frightening aspect of this discovery is that the figure is black and does not resemble a human. Its torso is shorter and larger than that of a typical guy. Luckily, despite its intentions, the monster had no purpose to harm them. Such tales prevent anyone from entering the forests. Deer's head. Animals in the wild must contend with bigger predators, including humans who randomly shot at them. Wolves, coyotes, bears, etc. pose a threat to the safety of weaker animals, who do everything they can to avoid them. The injured deer could have been the victim of a gunshot or a predator, but the circumstances surrounding the injury cast doubt. One wonders what circumstances may have caused this deer's head to bleed profusely. Some speculated that it was involved in a struggle with another deer, or that it was supernaturally afflicted. Regardless of the circumstances, one cannot help but feel empathy for the unfortunate animal. This clip is but a sample of the horrific things that occur to wild creatures. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so that you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video.